All right, welcome everyone. Super excited, Shelby. All right, so I'm pretty much going to introduce her and then she's going to, I don't even know really what her topic is, so it'll be a little bit of a surprise. So she works full-time at SurveyMonkey. She lives in Ottawa. She's been a coach for just over a year. She is a diamond coach, Canada Top 100. She has hit Success Club for 11 months in a row, so she's almost a Success Club 10 All-Star. And she's CEO of Team Find Your Fire. Take it away, girl.
Okay. So my topic we talked about was going to be kind of like leadership, but I took notes and my brain is kind of all over the place. So this call is kind of going to be all over the place, but I have things that I want to share. So my topic, like when Shauna asked me to speak, she was like, you should speak on the topic that you talk about. That's like fake it till you make it. And I always have called it fake it till you make it. But recently I've been like watching trainings and stuff, and it kind of hit me that we don't have to fake it. We are one big team here, and it's so important that everyone leans on each other and uses each other as a team. So I'm going to talk more about that later, but I actually wanted to start off in true Shelby fashion with a little bit of tough love, because I feel like that is my coaching style. And I feel like you're always like the kind of coach that you need sometimes, right? So a lot of these things that I'm saying are like things that I also need to hear. So just know that. So my tough love today is to take in that we are approaching the third quarter of the year. And when we all started the year, we made vision boards, we wrote down our goals, we planned for what we wanted to accomplish. And I want you guys to think, have you gotten anywhere close to those goals that you've set for yourself? Because as we close out on the end of the year, you're closing out on the opportunity to lock in those goals for 2019. And I talked about this in my team page a little bit, but what would it feel like if you woke up on January 1st and you let the year end without doing everything you could to make those goals happen when you are 100% capable of it? But also, what if you woke up January 1st and you fucking did it? Like, what would that feel like? For me, like, I get goosebumps. I was literally teary-eyed talking about this earlier because to think about like what is that actually going to feel like to wake up, like I can see it, like I literally can see myself like waking up the day after New Year's and knowing like holy shit, right? So picture that for you, right? What are your goals? Are they elite? Are they to start to build a team? Are they to hit premier? Are they to be a diamond? And just like whether it's January 1st or whether it's whatever date you have set on your calendar to hit that goal, just really, really think about, and even I encourage you to like write down, what is that moment going to feel like for you? What are you going to wear? Where are you going to be? Who are you going to be with? Who's the first person that you're going to tell that it happened? What are they going to say? Like think about all those details because that stuff matters. And I even do this exercise sometimes where I literally write out every single thing about that moment. Like I know the day that I step on stage as an elite team, what I'm going to wear, who's going to be there, who is going to be like the people that helped to build that, right? I know like I can play the conversations in my head because I've thought about it that much. And I feel like you need to be obsessed about your goals if you want to make them happen. I think about what I want to accomplish every single day. Like I go to bed thinking about it. I dream about it. I wake up, I think about it. I think about what can I do for coaching today? Like every single day that's playing through my head every single day. So I encourage you to get to that point with your goals. The other thing I want to say is get rid of your excuses. If you think like, why haven't I actually accomplished that goal yet? The first thing that comes to your mind is going to be your excuses. I don't have time. I've been so busy this year. So much stuff has been going on in my life. I really tried. I did show up and work every day. I spent more time with my family. Like, get rid of them. The only thing that they're doing is holding you back. I don't care what your excuses are. I don't care what's going on in your life. There are people with more things going on than you. There are people with more commitments than you. There are people with less time than you. There are people with less knowledge, less mentorship, less followers on Instagram and they are still making it happen. Right? So get out of your own way. Stop making excuses, because the only person that it's hindering is yourself. If you make a promise to yourself, for example, with Bet on Your Biz, what did you tell yourself you were going to do this month to push? Have you done it yet? Have you done it every single day? Because if not, the only person you're hurting is you. So get out of your own way and start doing the things that you said you're going to do, and hold yourself accountable. Of course, it's great to have accountability buddies, but we to ourselves have to be our own parents sometimes. I know Danielle always says that, right? We're the ones who have to hold ourselves accountable. So start to do that for yourself. Because once you step into that and actually show up every single day and do the things that you said you're going to do to become the leader that you want to be, you'll start to build confidence in your abilities, right? If you start to talk about coaching every day, you're going to, like, what you put out into the universe is it energy-wise, and what you say is what you become. So start to show up of who you want to be. The other thing is, you have to have belief in this business to be the leader that you want to be. You have to not only believe that the products work and that the program works, but you have to believe that this business opportunity will change your life, is going to change your life, is changing your life, and can change anybody's life, no matter who they are, if they're willing to put in the work. So you have to have that, and you have to breathe that belief into social media, into the people that you talk to. And going back to, it's not about faking it. You do not have to fake it. You have all the resources you need on this team. We are one team. So how do you like share that belief? Is a question that I feel like I get from a lot of people who are wanting to build businesses and who are wanting to build teams. So take massive action. And what does that involve? That involves talking about coaching every single day. Every single day. Every single day, you're going to talk about coaching. So kind of ideas for posts is like, when Shauna shouts someone out in the team page saying that they rank advanced, saying that they hit a goal, shout them out like they're your personally sponsored coach, because we are one team. They're still a part of your team. And by you like showing up on social media that way, and by recognizing people's businesses that way, it's showing your followers that you are the leader that they need you to be able to be their mentor. So I always said fake it till you make it, because show up as the coach that you want to be and you will become that coach. But like I said, it's not about faking it, because you're going to be that coach, right? So share about the business opportunity. Take massive action with talking about it on social media. And take massive action by running more than one coach sneak peek a month. That's something that I've started to do, because I think that a lot of times we can fall into the trap of, okay, my coach sneak peeks on this day, I'm going to talk about it the 7 days leading up to that day. But then maybe you don't want to talk about coaching all the time because you don't want to bombard people with coaching. But then really you're only talking about coaching maybe 3 days out of the month. But if you're only talking about coaching 3 days out of the month, what if the people that need to hear this opportunity didn't watch your story those 3 days, right? So running more than one coach sneak peek a month not only gives people the option to be able to hear about coaching more and give you the opportunity to share about coaching more, but also running different types of sneak peeks, which is something we learned about at Summit. So running those 3-day sneak peeks like we did it with the retreat for the people who have a lot of questions and who need to take the time to decide and who need to hear from a lot of different perspectives, right? But then also having those sneak peeks where it's like half an hour and then it's time to sign up. Because the people who are ready and who are go-getters will sign up then, but maybe the 3-day sneak peek dragged out too long and you didn't ask them like if they were ready soon enough, and now they've lost interest, right? So having that contrast for the different types of people. The other thing I was going to say as an action step is to do a social media audit in regards to coaching. So actually look and be critical of yourself to say how many times and you can go through your archives on the story, how many times in the last week have you talked about coaching? How many times in the last month have you talked about coaching? And look at what you talked about and think of who would be interested in that, but then also look for the gaps of what you didn't talk about. So maybe you've talked about income a lot. That's great. Some people are interested in making the extra money, but how often have you talked about the community? How often have you recognized other people on our team? Because even like, you don't have to wait till recognition day to recognize people. You can shout someone out. It's like, thanks so much for showing up for me to work, showing up with me to work tonight. Like, shout out to Jocelyn, who she is like always encouraging me to work. She's keeping me close to the fire. Shout out to Jess for this. Shout out to Ashley for this. Like, you don't have to shout out people just for rank advancing in their business. Talk about how we collaborate and talk about how we work together. Other thing is to combat your objections publicly, and you'll get less objections when you go to invite to coaching. So talk about, like, when you talk to people, take notes in your phone or take notes in your notebook about why people aren't joining coaching, and then talk about those things on your story. So if people are all, like today, I'm getting it right now. So many people, I don't have time for the boot camp. I don't have time to coach. So you talk about all the reasons why they actually do have time and why that's a bullshit excuse on your story. And then fewer people are going to give you that excuse because they already know that you're not going to buy it, right? So that's like one tactic. Another great thing I heard from a training was to post the question box and say, like, what's holding you back from coaching? And then answer your own frigging question. Like, just write, I'm scared, I don't have time, whatever. And then you can go on and make a video and say, like, you're answering people's questions and save that to a highlight. And now you basically have a whole sneak peek on your Instagram for the people who just want to watch it quickly and who don't want to watch a 30-minute video. So that's a whole other way to get people interested in coaching. But really, like, no one can tell that you ask yourself the own questions. I do it to myself all the time when I need stuff to talk about. So just ask yourself the own question and then go in and talk about whatever actually you want to talk about, or whatever you feel like people have questions about but are too scared to ask. And then if people do ask you questions, those are the people that you connect with, because those are the people that are extremely interested if they had the balls to ask a question, right? And the other thing I know this is kind of all over the place, I'm sorry, but the other thing that I wanted to touch on too was, it's great to share income, of course, but I know not everyone feels comfortable. Like, we all think like, I'll share my income when I make $1,000 a week, or I'll share my income when I make 6 figures, or I'll share my income, but you don't have to share the number of the income. Connect your income with the vision of where you're going. So for example, a great thing to do is, this is like straight up, my mom used to have a different coach, if you guys didn't know that, but her coach talked about how her goal for herself, like, all she ever wanted was a Tiffany necklace, but like, as a mom, how do you justify buying that for yourself, right? This is her story that she's telling. And then for coaching, she like set a goal for herself to be able to buy herself this Tiffany locket, and then she was able to. So that's like sharing the vision. Same thing, and I heard another person say like, their goals like to quit their 6-figure job that they make in like corporate world, whatever, right? But they didn't just tell people like, oh yeah, I'm quitting my job, look at me, I just retired. They connected that to their vision. So what does that goal actually mean, right? What is the why behind that goal? Because people don't connect to the what, they connect to the why, and they connect to the story. So she told like, the reason that she wants to quit is because she wanted to be a mom and she wants to be at home with her kids. The reason she wanted to retire her husband was because her husband's job made them move every 2 years, and she did that her whole entire life, and she didn't want to have to give that same life to her kids. So then when we think about like, maybe for our niche, what would that mean? So my vision for myself is, I want to quit my job. I love my job, but I want to quit my job because I want to have time freedom. And what does time freedom mean to me? Time freedom means that even though I live 8 hours away from my family, I can go home and visit whenever I want to without it being a burden, without having to ask for days off. Time freedom means I can go on vacations whenever I want, spontaneously with whatever groups of people are going. So like, think about what does that income mean vision wise? Does that make sense? Okay. And the other thing I wanted to ask was for you guys to drop in the chat. Is there a chat on this one? Yeah, okay. What kind of leader do you want to be when you think of yourself in the future? When you think of yourself with an elite team or with a team of hundreds of girls, what kind of leader do you want to be? And drop that in the comments. Do you think of your leadership style? Think of the types of people that will be on your team. Think of what do you want your team culture to be like? For me, leaving Summit, I knew one of the things that I felt like was such a big wake-up call for me was like, I want a team culture where everyone actually supports each other. I want a team culture where everyone is like engaged and interacting on each other's posts and cheering each other's on and knows what's going on in each other's lives, no matter how big my team gets. I want a team culture where people come and they feel like they can show up and be 100% authentically themselves, because that's what this coaching opportunity has done for me. Even it's so funny. I started going to a gym just to mix things up, right? And even in the gym, I'm like dancing and like doing whatever to the music when everyone else is so serious. And I'm like, a year ago, that never would have been me, because I would have been so desperately afraid of what other people thought of me. But like, to be here a year later, and it's because of coaching, it's because of stepping outside of my comfort zone, that I can show up to any environment and be wholly myself. And if you love me, great. And if you don't, that's your own problem, kind of deal, right? So I want to give that to other people in with my team culture. So I'm just going to read these. A group of people that rise no matter what. Motivating, supportive, inspiring, confident, empowerment. And those, like, that goes back to the vision thing, right? Of like writing these things down, putting that into the universe, of like literally making a list of 20 things that describe who you are as a leader at your best, that describe what your team culture looks like. What is your team's mission? What's your mission statement? Who are the type of people that you're trying to attract? Literally, like, I know it's so easy to think about, or for some people it's not easy to think about, so they just like say, I don't know. But to really take time and write those things down and put that vision out into the universe to be the leader that you want to be. So that in a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 6 months from now, you look at that and you are that person, because you put that energy out into the universe and you like made, I was going to say strives, but I don't think that's a real grammatically correct, but you like strived every single day to become that person. Does anybody have any questions about leadership? That's kind of like what I had planned. I know it's kind of all over the place, but does anybody have any questions about like attracting coaches or recruiting, or building a team and finding business builders that they just want to like have a discussion about? Yeah.
I just find looking for coaches and the right people. Like, I do have a few people in my challenge group who I know would be really good, and I have invited them, and one of them is interested. But I feel like it's important to find the right people. Like, I don't want to just like invite anyone to coach, because not everyone is going to be able to coach.
For
like
sure.
They have that fire. So I feel like it's just kind of hard to find the right people, and like, I don't know, like find your tribe. Like, that's what I feel like. It's just really hard to find the people, and find the people that will connect best with me.
If you show up on your Instagram exactly who you are, and if you share about the coaching opportunity authentically, like, it is hard work, you do have to hustle, these are the things that I sacrifice, but this is why I'm doing it, and this is what's going to pay out in the end, you'll find your people. It just takes time. And those people, I find, always come when you least expect it. And you never know who those people are going to be. So like, I do invite a lot of people to coaching, because I feel, as much as I can follow them on social media, I feel like it's hard to judge ahead of time. Like, Shauna even has said, like, she had no idea I would be a business builder. She just plopped me wherever on her legs, right? So you don't know when you're signing someone up. All you can do is show up and be yourself and share authentically about you and the opportunity to attract those people. One thing I did want to say is, about like sharing on social media, is a huge theme right now in like coach training and marketing is like storytelling. So one idea that I heard that I want to share with you guys is, I know so many people feel like they get stuck when they go to tell their story, or when we say like tell your story and share about you and not just coaching, like you kind of hit a wall of what do I actually say, right? So one exercise that they do is they pair up with their success partner or someone else on the team, and they literally, two of you go on Zoom and record it, and you interview each other. And you just say like, tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your family. Tell me about high school. Tell me about like, what's your favorite memory? Tell me about the thing that you're most proud of in your life. What's your biggest struggle? And record it. And just talk to each other like your friends and tell those stories. Because then when you have no idea what to post about, you go back and watch this and you type your caption the exact same way that you talk. Some of these girls also use, it's called Fiverr. It's like kind of where you can go to find like personal assistants and stuff, but for very cheap. And they will literally scribe out the video for you and type up the whole video. So then you can literally copy and paste that into captions and fix it up a little bit. And there's your caption for your post where you're telling a story and sharing deeper into who you are. Another thing I think is really important, is going below the surface level. It is so easy to come online and say like, hey guys, I'm drinking my Energize, I'm doing my workout, I'm drinking my shake, look at like, join my challenge group, but actually get emotional. Like peel back the layers. Those are the posts that people relate to. The posts that make you want to throw up, the posts that you're like, I hope these people don't see this because maybe it'll offend somebody. Those are the posts that people relate to. The posts where you're real and raw and vulnerable, those are the kind of people that people want to see. So like, I always ask people to tell me their why they started coaching, and they have no problem telling me like, this is what it's done for me. And I'm sure you guys can do this too. When you talk about coaching, you get emotional because of what it's done for you. But have you ever shared that deep of the story on social media where you could get emotional? Because that's the stuff that people need to hear. So peel back the layers and try to share deeply as often as you can. I know like a lot of us, like even myself, I do it like maybe twice a month, but I should be doing it on a weekly basis because people are always going to be attracted to the emotion, and then they're going to cheer for you too, right? As they see your goals, if you just show up one day and say, hey guys, look, I'm elite, I'm making 6 figures, woo, go me, people are going to be like, okay, good for you. But if you're like, this is the struggle, this is the grind, this is the shit that I've gone through, this is like, I'm human just like you, people are going to cheer for you to get there. And then when you get there, they're going to celebrate you, whether it's your team or the people on social media. Any other questions?
I just want to compliment you. Oh, wait. Sorry, Shauna.
Go, Lauren.
I've like the difference in you from like when you started to now is like incredible, Shelby. Like the leader that you have become is like just amazing. And I just wanted to compliment you on that.
That's so nice. That's literally so nice. I feel like, yeah, I just feel like that's the thing that I love to do, right? Like my favorite thing is coming on here and talking and like firing people up. It fires myself up. So that's the thing that I'm like most passionate about. But yeah, that's so nice of you to say.
That's pretty much what I was about to say. So you rocked it.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Does everyone have their goals set for when they want to accomplish what? Yeah. Does everyone feel like they are tracking towards those for the end of the year? Or do you feel like you need to step up? Personally, I feel like I need to step up and get closer to the fire and bring the momentum back. We had a pretty solid momentum in January, February. And I want to feel that every single day in my business. Obviously, there's going to be ebbs and flows, but that's how I want to end the year.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When does the bet on your biz, like, when is the deadline, like, to go diamond?
Yeah, so it's the end of September.
Okay.
So you have to enter diamond qualification. I think we said the last Thursday of September.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see more people on the power hours. I would love to see it. Like, it's such a different like environment to be a part of when everyone's pushing together. And like, even if you're not on the power hours, you're posting in the group saying, this is what I did today. Can't make the power hour, but see you tomorrow. Like that's the kind of environment I love to work in and I thrive in. So that's what I hope we create with the Bet on Your Biz.
Yeah, like I felt like hugely like with the power hours, like normally like I might have been like, okay, screw it, like after 20 minutes, but like since I'm on the power hour, I'm like, okay, there's people watching me, I need to continue, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like focused time, I think is so important. Yeah, that's when I get my best work done, is when I know other people are like extremely focused. And if I'm sitting here just scrolling and I see everyone else working, I'm like, oh crap, get back to the task. So yeah.
And I've had this whole week off, and every time there's a power hour, I get like I casually throughout the day will send out invites, but when there's like a full hour and everyone's staring, I feel the same way. I'm like, oh God, I need to really send these invites out.
That's good. Cool. Okay. Well, that's all I had.
Wait, we have to take a picture before everybody leaves. Okay, wait. Okay, ready? Is anyone else taking one or just me?
Just tag us.
Okay. Got it. Thank you so much, Shelby.
No problem.
I love listening to you talk because you like give me goosebumps and stuff. Because when I talk, like I don't really feel that. Like I like to listen to it from somebody else once in a while, so it's nice.
You're funny.
Oh, frig. It's still recording, but it's fine. I do this every week, guys. But yeah, if that's it, then
Do we have a topic for next week?
we have a guest speaker. Well, she messaged me tonight actually, and she's like, so I spilled coffee all over my computer, so I'm buying one this weekend, hopefully. If I don't, then I won't be able to. So if not, then I don't have a topic as of right now.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
Sounds good.
Okay. Have a good night, ladies.
Bye.